Hello viewers and welcome to more action on Grid coming in September. I call it Grid, but I'm going to call it Grid 2019 because that's what it is, and we're racing here in the Porsche. Is this the GT3 Porsche? Do correct me if I'm wrong. At Brands Hatch. And it's first time seeing Brands Hatch in the new Grid game. It's a big emphasis with Fernando Alonso's involvement. No doubt there'll be a lot more in the way of esports in this version of Grid. I think online's going to play a far greater emphasis in terms of the importance of the final game, and I think what's important is that the package brings everything together for you as a driver. There's a lot of different disciplines in there, and it's important that the circuits and the objectives are available in the game to really bring it together. I guess one of those situations I talk about is a bit like when you end up with a situation a bit like F1, where you've got two cars from 91 and that's it. You end up just with you really need that full package of tracks and cars and everything to bring it all together, and it's ambitious, and Grid Autosport achieved that, brought it all together. So I'm hoping here that we have something in line with that. The handling here, you get a much more defined look. Knowing this course well, I get a better idea on the sort of sweeping Grid handling, which has been retained. I think we considered it might have been a bit more sort of simmy in the earlier build. It was very difficult to determine, but here you can see the track modelling of Brands Hatch isn't necessarily realistic. They've gone for their old school, very wide version of Brands Hatch that they made a while ago, and the cars sort of sweep through those corners and use all the circuit in that way. It sort of works for the handling, if you like, rather than being a sim. That's no bad thing. It is what it is in terms of it's a different style of game. It's a bit of arcade action in that sense, and that's what Grid's all about. Good, furious driving, and when you're in there it normally feels a lot more intense. Now, the footage we've been supplied here, of course, from E3 is running on the PC version, I assume it's the PC version because the frame rate is so solid, but it certainly looks to me like the PC version as far as I'm aware, and only from the outside car view, so we do look forward to seeing some of the other viewpoints. Of course, Grid is going to be released in September, so we're going to be having a look at this. Another Grid video to come up on the channel shortly, so keep your eyes open for that, and we'll discuss a bit more about it in the Corvette as well. But I'm going to leave you now with this last couple of corners on Grid round Brands, and there'll be more from me, more E3 action very soon.